Hello, welcome to a new video. Today I am bringing you a tag. Now, this was originally created by, it's actually on a blog called Perpetual Page Turner. I'll leave the link in the description box below. I wasn't tagged in this, but I saw it on Nerdy Nat Reads channel and I was like, this was a while ago. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's jot it down in my notebook. And then yesterday, when I was trying to figure out what video to plan for this week, I was like, let's do this tag. And that's why I have a notebook for it, or a notes section. So this is the A to Z book tag. Now I've done something similar before, but that was more find a book for every letter of the alphabet that you've read. This is very completely different. There is a prompt for each one which starts with the first, like each letter of the alphabet. So the first one is author, A. The prompt starts with A. Second one prompt starts with B, so on. So we're going to go through. So A, author you've read the most books from. This is Cassandra Clare. There are like 20 books in the Shadowhunters Chronicles. I think there might be a couple of extras actually. Plus I've read Swordcatcher, plus I've read her 5-book series that she co-wrote with Holly Black, the Magisterium series. So I've read like over 20 books by her, and that I think tops, no actually it's Darren Shan. It's Darren Shan, my mistake, because I have read 33 of his books. So that is my mistake. It's Darren Shan, not Cassandra Clare. B is best sequel. Now this is really hard because there are so many good sequels, but one that is just jumping out to me every time I see this sort of prompt is The Hunting Moon by Susan Dennard. I didn't think the Luminaries series could get better, and then I read this and I was just blown away. Obviously there are so many sequels I've absolutely adored. A Pirate's Life of Tea was a very close second, but like The Hunting Moon stuck with me. C is currently reading. Now I'm currently reading 2 books. I'm currently reading Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb and The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. So they're my 2 currently reading. Are we shocked that I've got more than 1 book on the go? No. D is drink of choice while reading. Honestly, anything. I read with just my bottle of water, squash, tea, coffee, Dr. Pepper, something stronger. It varies, literally anything. I don't have a specific beverage. I know some people like to have a cup of tea or coffee, but I genuinely don't care what I have to drink while I'm reading. E is e-reader, physical or audiobook. All of the above. I mean, as you know from like my wrap-ups and stuff, I read a lot of physical books, but also I read some ebooks and I read a hell of a lot of audiobooks. And most of the time I'm like dual reading like I am with this. So I have the physical book and I'm reading along whilst I've got the audiobook going. That is my preferred choice, or like ebook and audiobook. That is my preferred choice. But like it doesn't really matter. It does depend on my mood though. F is fictional character you would have dated in high school. I genuinely don't know, because I feel like probably Simon Lewis, actually. I liked the nerdy people in school. That was my friendship group, to be fair, the nerdy lot. So yeah, that Simon Lewis I'm gonna go with. G, glad you gave this book a chance. I'm glad I waited to do this tag because I just read Red Rising by Pierce Brown and I am so insanely happy I actually read this and gave it a chance because I'm now obsessed. H is hidden gem, and I feel like Red Rising has a very like similar to this, like for this one, because I feel like hidden gem is also like giving a book a chance on finding something you love. So I feel like that's the same. So I'm going to say Red Rising again. I is important moment in your reading life. I'm going to have to say November 2021, when I read The Love Hypothesis for the first time, I vividly remember reading this, and I vividly remember the moment I thought, oh wait, am I into romance now? So I'd say that's a pretty important moment. J is just finished, so I've just like 2 days ago finished The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. 5-star, perfection, loved it. K is kinds of books you don't or won't read. I'm going to say dark romance. And when I say dark romance, I don't mean an enemies to lovers with a morally grey love interest. No, I mean dark romance where the trigger list is like 5 pages long. I ain't touching them. Also books that have certain triggers in. I ain't going there. L is longest book you've read. I love this because I get to hold up this beast, Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. This is 980 pages and it is the biggest book I've ever read. M is major book hangover because of, I can't hold my copy of this up because it is currently behind Christmas boxes. But Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I think it took me about a week to pick up something after finishing this book because I was just so emotionally done with reading because I was in pain and all I wanted to read was the 3rd book in this series, which wasn't out at the time. N is number of bookcases you have. So I have 2 big ones like this that you can double stack and they're like floor to not quite ceiling, but the big ones. I have 3 that also can be double stacked, but they're like this tall. So like half the size of these ones. And then I have 2 small ones, which are about this high, but they're only like this wide. I've got one of those up here, one downstairs. Although I do also have like little alcove shelves that you see behind me in Sprints that I commandeered for my books. So lots of bookcases. One book you've read multiple times. Now this could be a lot of books. I like to reread, but I don't think I've reread a book as much as I've reread The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Are we shocked? No, we're not. So yeah, I can't actually remember how many times I've read this now. The limit does not exist. P is preferred place to read. Sofa or bed. I'm not really fussed. Either way, no matter where I sit to read, I have to fidget a lot because I get really uncomfortable no matter how comfortable the seat is. So yeah, sofa or bed, either. Q is a quote that inspires you. So this is from Throne of Glass and it's on page 56, so it's very early. Libraries were full of ideas, perhaps the most dangerous and powerful of all weapons. And it's just a beautiful quote. Like, I feel like I don't have quotes that necessarily inspire me, but like, that is a quote I absolutely love. So yeah. R is reading regret. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I have regret. Oh, I know. Starting the Robin Hobb books. Right. Don't get me wrong. I'm currently reading Fool's Assassin and I am currently enjoying it, which is a shock to me because I don't usually like the Fitz books. I like the Live Ship books. But I kind of wish I had never started because I'm so far in now that I can't stop. Once Fool's Assassin's done, I've got 2 more books and that's it. So yeah, that's a reading regret. S is series you started and need to finish. All of the books are out in the series. There are so many, but I'm gonna go with one. I think it's just a trilogy and all 3 books are out. Mina and the Undead by Amy McCall. I read this last year, I believe. Absolutely loved it. I have books 2 and 3. I think the only reason I've been putting it off, like putting the second one off, is because there's no audiobooks for these. I would happily use credits on these books on Audible, but there are no audiobooks and I struggle with physical reads. Like this, I did end up like powering through, but I was in a good mental place to physically only read. And I feel like I've not been back in that place. I have struggled with the physical books I have read. And I've had a few for TBRs and stuff, so yeah. Okay, T is 3 of your favourite books. This is so incredibly hard, but obviously Love Hypothesis is up there because of course it is. Kingdom of Ash, because this book broke me in all the best ways and I absolutely adore it. And then 3 is a very, very new favourite read. It's Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. I am obsessed. I absolutely love these 3 books so much. This is the only one I haven't reread, but I did only read it in September. Guess I'll need to reread it soon. U is Unapologetic Fangirl for Ali Hazelwood. I have no shame in how much I love her books. No shame at all. V is very excited for this release, and it's The Whispering Night by Susan Dennard. There are a few anticipated releases I have, but this is like right at the top. I need it now. To the point I get the Illumicrate versions, but it's not going to be for release day. Am I going to probably get the audiobook on release day? Yes, because I don't want to wait. I want to read it now. And actually, technically I could, because I did actually get an e-arc and I've only just remembered that. But then it's not on my TBR, so I'm like, oh, what do I do? We'll see. W is Worst Bookish Habit. Starting series and then not continuing for years. Dangerous Remedy. Read the first book. Only read books 2 and 3 this year. After reading the first one, like, I think COVID times. Dragon Realm series by Katie and Kevin Sang. I've read the first book. I have got 4 whole books and a World Book Day book that I have not read any of, even though I loved the first book. I could carry on, but I'm not going to. X marks the spot. Start at the top left of your shelf and pick the 27th book. So you can't see it, but I went with the top shelf on this because I count this as bookshelf 1, like bookcase 1. So I went along 27 books, and it's actually a book on my TBR this month. It's The Chosen by Taran Matharu. This is another book that I bought years ago and have not read. Y is your latest book purchase, and for this I have gone with Phantom Hearts by Rosie Talbot and Sarah Maxwell. This is my most recent pre-order. The only book I've received this month so far is my Afterlight, which technically I don't count that towards most recent purchase, but technically it could be, but we're gonna go with book I've specifically pre-ordered. And then finally Z, and it's just got Z Snatcher book, book that kept you up too late. Again, this is one I could pick many, but I vividly remember staying up till 3 AM on a work night to finish this. Kingdom of Ash I also did the same with. I have no self-control, although I don't actually think I could do that now. I could certainly try, but I don't know if I'd be able to. But I definitely stayed up too late reading this. Worth it. So that is the A to Z book tag. I'm going to tag Ash because I always tag Ash, but I know that she most likely won't get a chance to do it because she doesn't do videos as much anymore. But I'm going to tag her just because I want to tag my girlfriend. I'm going to tag Jem from The Creepy Geek, Andy from A Zebra Reads because she's always looking for ideas and I'm always happy to oblige, and Emily from Emily Kathleen Reads. So that's who I'm going to tag. If you have not been tagged and you would like to do it, please feel free to do so. Tag me so I can be nosy and see your answers. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.